I want to get your opinion on something. A dude asked me the other day, let me read you his question. Because I got some people who were really happy about it, some people who were not happy about it. A dude asked me, he said, what is the best fitness test for a 40-year-old dad of 4? And so I said, I'm going to make up some benchmarks to shoot for off the top of my head for like what would be like good fitness tests, like good benchmarks for what a 40-year-old dad of 4. So I did this for a dude, and I did this for women as well. So the first 4 were all health markers. I was like blood pressure 120 over 80 or under, resting heart rate under 65 beats per minute, LDL cholesterol under 100, HDL over 60. So those were the first 4. Not controversial, really. One person who was like, ApoB is more important than cholesterol. I was like, yeah, okay, I agree. But we're just going with this basic one. Anyway, then I went a mile run under 8 minutes. So run a mile under 8. Max deadlift, 2.5 times body weight. Max chin up, 10 plus. Max push up, 40 plus. Max squat, 1.5x body weight. And then touch your toes with your legs straight. That's what I put for men. We'll go through that first. Let's just ignore the health markers, go to purely the performance markers. Agree, disagree on 40-year-old dad of 4. This is for a high level. This isn't what everyone should be at, but this would be like a very high level fitness for 40-year-old dad of 4. Do you think it's a good benchmark to shoot for?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's good.
Agree, disagree? What do you think?
I think it's hard to make these generic rather than specific to an individual's goal and interests.
Yep.
I think as far as generic goes, you have a nice combination of like, strength, flexibility, aerobic. Yeah. The numbers seem solid.
Okay, so for a 40-year-old woman, same health stuff, but then I have mile run under 9.5 minutes, max deadlift 1.7 times 5 body weight, max chin up 3 or more, max push up 15 or more, max squat 1.25 times body weight, and then also touch your toes with your legs straight.
I think,
again, these are goals to shoot for, not like not what every mom at 40 years old needs to do, but this would be a very high level elite fitness for that person.
Yeah. I think you're showing your
powerlifting.
I'm into it. Exactly. Like you're showing 100%. Your powerlifting background there. I think those are slightly harder targets relative to the other targets.
Yep, I agree.
Especially if someone doesn't have a history of doing a ton of barbell training or just has never been interested in like, getting the heaviest big 3 they can.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it's a solid list.
I agree.
What was the feedback?
Overall feedback was really good. I got maybe 94% of people, both men and women, being like, screenshotting this is amazing, da-da-da. There was one person who was really upset. There was a woman who was really upset at the women's one. Basically, like she said, she's like, I'm well over 200 pounds, and there's no way I could ever do these. And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, being heavier makes literally all of these possible.
You're smart.
What do you mean I'm smart?
I just realized you didn't put, I mean, I guess it's all performance, that's why, but you didn't put any kind of like body comp metric in there.
No.
It's just built in through relative strength.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I was like, I bet because she was relatively short, she had a very high body fat percentage. And she was like, there's no way I could hit these. I was like, I know. Like and as your body fat and body comp improves, you would be able to hit these or get much closer to them at least. But like she got really upset that like it was based on body weight. I was like, that's by design. And you're going to, she didn't answer, but I was like, how's your cholesterol? How's your blood pressure? And like there was no answer. I'm like, okay, well those would probably also improve if you lost body fat as well. So yeah, that was like one of the louder people who were upset, but the vast majority really liked it.
Yeah, and that's like I understand why she was upset, even if she's in the wrong.
Yeah, I fully understand. Yeah. Because I'm a bigot and discriminatory again.
No. I mean, her feelings were hurt, and she. Yeah.
But also, there's still a huge movement of people saying you could be whatever size and it doesn't matter. So to then hear someone else, maybe she sees those pieces of content saying it doesn't matter what size you are, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden you see someone say, okay, well, we're going to bring that into the equation. And it can be a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
The interesting thing was because the guy said 40-year-old father of 4, and then a woman said, all right, do the same thing for a woman 40-year-old. But then I got people being like, okay, now do it for a 56-year-old mother of 2. Do it like for a 33-year-old, no kids. I was like, oh my gosh, like that's not how specific we're getting, right?
Yeah. Just generic adult, like,
yes,
adjust
shoot for these
based on age or, busyness and lifestyle.
Yes, you look. What would be the fitness test markers for a 43-year-old female? I said, 34-year-old. Yeah. I was like, people got very specific with it.